Myself, Professor Dr. Pushpendra Kumar Tripathi, Associate Dean, AKtU and Director RITM Lucknow. आज का हमारा टॉपिक है पाउडर्स. सो वी विल डिस्कस टुडेज पाउडर्स पार्ट 1. As we already discussed about the various classifications of dosage form, now today we are going to discuss one by one dosage form. One of them is a powders. Powder is a solid dosage form, clear. So, powders are solid dosage form, they may be the unit dosage form or may be the bulk dosage form, but especially we can define as homogeneous mixture of finely divided ingredients or chemicals which are meant for internal or external use. They may be amorphous or crystalline forms, and they have very small particle size, generally intimately mixed to each other. Various advantages of powders. Powder के बहुत सारी अपने फ़ायदे और नुकसान हो सकते हैं, but as per dosage form is concerned, we are talking about the dosage form concerned. So, it may be easy to use. Easy to use means आप उसको पेशेंट उसको आसानी से एडमिनिस्टर्ड कर सकता है और उसको आसानी से यूज कर सकता है. दैट यूज मे बी द इंटरनली एंड एक्सटर्नली, मीन्स द इजी टू एडमिनिस्टर्ड एंड इजी टू अप्लाई ऑन द सरफेस ऑफ द स्किन. दैट्स वाई इट्स अ very important advantage, use internally and externally conveniently. More stable than liquid dosage form. As we have various types of dosage form, and one of them is a liquid dosage form. Liquid dosage form where it is a drug is incorporated in a liquid. Liquid is a very susceptible for the degradation of any type of solid material. As per the powders is concerned, I already told about this. Powders are solid dosage form, means there is a no contact with the water or no contact with the liquid, means as the problem related with that liquid, it's removed already itself, because these are the solid dosage form. So, major problem with the liquids are they are not stable. So, chemical reaction, degradation reactions या various other types of reactions जो आपको liquid dosage form में आसानी से जल्दी हो जाती हैं, वो solid dosage form में स्लो होंगी और कम होंगी. इसलिए these are more stable than liquid dosage form. Less incompatibility chances. Incompatibility chances means they chemical reaction, physical interaction or maybe the some other types of reactions maybe take place. So, they are going to create some incompatibility. Incompatibility means some liquids are going to change in some color changes, some physical changes. So, because this type of dosage form is solid is concerned, that is why it is a less compatible, because they are always when the particles are solid in nature, they have less contact area. When they are less contact area, they are having little bit less reaction time, that is why they are less incompatible, more stable and various other chances. But similarly, these are the fine or smaller particle. As we know, for the dissolution or for solubility, as the particle size is reducing, there is a size is decreasing. As size is decreasing, but they are become fine, but increasing the total surface area. Total surface area, it means they are increased. So, number of variety of physical and biochemical and chemical properties of that particular molecule. As the particle size decreases, so rapid solubility means rapid dissolution. Rapid dissolution means rapid forming of solution. When this become soluble, then rapid absorption will be take place. When rapid absorption will be take place, it means it is a very untimely and maximum drugs are available in the blood, that is known as bioavailability of that particular drug. So, these are highly, they can take here the powders are rapidly absorbed, because rapid dissolution will take place due to the smaller particle in size. But similarly, where और सम बहुत सारी अच्छी चीज़ें हैं. सो बट ऑलवेज उसके साथ बहुत सारे डिसएडवांटेजेस लगे होते, बिकॉज दीज आर द स्मॉलर फाइन पार्टिकल. स्मॉलर फाइन पार्टिकल मीन्स दे these fine particle is creating the problem, because when they are having maximum contact area they easily dissolve. So, they we are feeling, our patient is feeling more bitter, more unpleasant taste. That is why sometimes nausea and vomiting may be take place. So, bitter, nausea, unpleasant drugs cannot be dispensed in the easily in the powder form. And similarly, if such type of material, those are sensitive with the environment, they absorb the moisture, or they after absorption of moisture they become liquid. We will discuss the term deliquescent and hygroscopic, very not new term, but deliquescent and hygroscopic means they are absorbing the moisture from the atmosphere, and they are going to change their own physical property. So, very difficult, not we can say we are not able to dispense, but special precautions are required for the dispensing of. इनको dispense करने के लिए आपको स्पेशल प्रोसीजर की ज़रूरत होगी, थोड़ा कन्वीनियंट नहीं प्रोसीजर होगा, इसलिए ये एक डिसएडवांटेज है. लॉस ड्यूरिंग द प्रिपरेशन, बिकॉज ऑल द पाउडर्स, एज मैं लगातार बोल रहा हूँ, दीज पार्टिकल्स आर स्मॉलर एंड फाइन. Mixture means during the preparation, because fine and small they are having free flowing dusting nature. So, during a preparation loss will take place. So, during preparation loss is occur during the preparation, and when we are going to the use from the dose from the bulk doses, very difficult to create the accurate dose, or dispensing of accurate dose, or administration of dose accurately little bit difficult. So, dose inaccuracy sometime may be created, means patient may feel they are not taking exactly that dose. So, these are the various problems and advantages, means disadvantages and advantages of powders. There needs to classify powder. Powder को समझना है कि वो कितने टाइप के होते हैं, कैसे किए जा सकते हैं, हर चीज़ का एक पढ़ने के लिए वर्गीकृत करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. तो हम पाउडर्स को भी क्लासीफाई करते हैं. मैंने क्लासिफिकेशन के लिए दुनिया के जितने भी तरीके हो सकते थे वो सारे डाले, आप किसी भी बुक में कहीं भी पढ़ें, लेकिन इतने ही टाइप के क्लासिफिकेशन आपको मिल सकते हैं. सो आई हैव ट्राइड टू यूज़ ऑल वेराइटी ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन. सो सिंपल सॉलिड डोजेस फॉर्म, एज यू नो द सॉलिड डोजेस फॉर्म, दीज आर टू टाइप्स, मैंने पहले भी आपको डिस्कस किया है. So, similarly powders are two types, they are maybe unit dosage form or bulk dosage form. या तो unit होंगे, means such type of powders those are in a single dose, that packet, that particular dose is having only one dose, that packet. So, that is known as unit single dosage form. Very nice example is a divided powder. Similarly, bulk dosage form means there is a more than one dose are having that particular container, that particular package multi. So, such type of bulk dosage form is known as dusting powders and effervescent powders. We will going to discuss in detail how to we can prepare the dusting powder, effervescent powder. Very common example of dusting powder, you know, the zinc oxide, boric acid powders available on the market. Effervescent powders, eno powder, जो बाजार में इनो के नाम से बाजार में बिकता है, वही एफरवेसेंट पाउडर और ग्रेनूल्स आर अवेलेबल. जनरली ग्रेनूल्स, एफरवेसेंट ग्रेनूल्स आर नोन एज इनो. सो दैट इज़ अ एफरवेसेंट पाउडर. आज की डेट में से में आ गए हैं, बट जनरली बॉटल या बल्क पैकेज जिसमें एक से ज़्यादा डोज लेना होता है उस पैकेट में आते हैं, इसलिए उनको बल्क और एफरवेसेंट टाइप ऑफ डोजेस फॉर्म कहलाते हैं. बट दिस इज़ अ जनरल क्लासिफिकेशन एज पर द कंसिडरेशन ऑफ नंबर ऑफ डोजेस. So, if they are having single dose, then divided powder is an example. If there is a more than one dose in a single container, then dusting powder, effervescent powder, or some other powders, those are that container having more than one dose, then is a bulk dosage form. The next category I have selected here, other than the unit and dosage form, some such type of powders, those with the characteristics we have need to special attention. We have to classify the special powders like eutectic mixture, hygroscopic powder, efflorescent type of powder. We are going to discuss one by one in a next slide or in a next lecture. So, I am not giving big detail here. Then one more classification, generally powders powders preparation or dosage form, very simple classification is one is a simple powder and one is a compound powder. Simple powder means a powder containing only one single ingredient. It is known as simple powder. Simple powder does not mean ki there is not having preservative, it not having flavoring agent, it is not having some special diluents or some such, no, does not mean it. Simple powder means it depends on the number of ingredient present. Simple powder is a nice example is a aspirin powder. Only aspirin is containing that powder, so this is a simple powder. If more than one ingredient present in a single powder, single composition in a one we can say in a one prescription, then is a known as a compound powder. Compound powder means more than one powder is one more ingredients are present, then is a compounder. Suppose example is a aspirin along with the some paracetamol, or aspirin along with the caffeine, or aspirin along with the some such other one molecule, that is a compound. If more than one ingredient is present, then it is a compound. If single ingredient or active material, not active or inactive does not mean it. If only one ingredient is there, then it is a single or simple, or more than one ingredients are present, then compound powders. So, this is a one more classification, and that is on I have classified on the basis of number of ingredients present. I think आप समझ पा रहे होंगे internal powder and external powder. So, one more classification on the application of powder. आप body में administered करेंगे, आप उसको orally लेंगे या किसी और body cavity से use करें. So, this one more classification I have added here, that is a internal used powder and external. External means they are applied on the whole body, जो पूरी body में लगाए जाएंगे वो या मुंह से या mouth से orally administered करेंगे. So, they are known as internal powder. Very nice example is a ENO, effervescent powder or granules, and external powder is again the dusting powder like boric acid, zinc oxide, some other iodine povidone powder. So, number of powders those are we are applying externally, and if we are using internal, then known as internal powders. So, these are the classification on the basis of number of ingredients and their on the basis of their application. One more classification is a very useful and official classification of powders. Powders, as I am talking from this initially, these are fine and smaller particle, means the powder must be classified. They are coarse in size, they are fine in size, they are very fine in size. So, there is a need of actual classification of on the basis of a size. Powder is useful in fine only, it does not mean it, but powder is used in not useful as a coarse material, it does not mean it. All the size is useful at we are preparing the powders, or we are preparing the dosage form, or we are preparing the sizes according to the use and requirement. So, this classification is official in Indian Pharmacopoeia and British Pharmacopoeia. This classification which I am going to show, the classification of powder on their size is official in British Pharmacopoeia and in IP also. This classification is depends on their sizes. So, these are the grade of powder. One is a coarse, moderately fine, fine, very fine, maybe the super fine, etc. also. But these are the major 5 classes: coarse, moderately fine, fine and very fine. I have given the number. Coarse means 10 number, moderately means 22, moderately fine means 44, fine. So, what are these numbers? These numbers are sieve number. Suppose sieve they pass the all particles, means how we can check the fineness of the particle must be passed through some particular instrument or passed through the particular apparatus. So, we have a official measured way through the government of India or government of that particular state by weight and measure, they are providing the sieves. Sieves are classified or depends on are known by their numbers: sieve 10, sieve 22, sieve 44, sieve 85, sieve 120. Sieve 10 means a number of meshes or pores in a length of 24.5 mm or in 1 inch, or you can say in 25 centimeter in each direction parallel to the wire. There are some wires आपने मैसेज देखे होंगे, सीप्स देखे, उसमें वैसे वायर लगे होते हैं, उस वायर के डायरेक्शन में 1 इंच में जितने पोर्स होते हैं वो उसका मैस नंबर या सीप नंबर कहलाता है। एज द नंबर इज इंक्रीजेज इन 1 इंच दिस बिकम फाइन। इफ there is they pass through, if there is in only 10 pores in a 1 inch means they are coarse. When there is a 22 नंबर पोर्स, 22 पोर्स हैं 1 इंच में, डेफिनेटली उसके ज़्यादा पोर्स होंगे और वहाँ ज़्यादा फाइन पार्टिकल होगा। 1 इंच में 44 पोर्स हो सकते हैं, 1 इंच में 85। तो जैसे ही जैसे 1 इंच में नंबर ऑफ पोर्स बढ़ाते जाएंगे तो पार्टिकल साइज डेफिनेटली फाइन होती चली जाएगी। सो यदि हम क्लासीफाई करते हैं, सो वी आर नॉट generally the powders known as this powder coarse. What is a moderately coarse powder? So this we can say 22 by 44. What is a coarse powder? Moderately coarse powder 20 by 44. What are moderately fine powder? 44 by 60. What are the fine particle? 85 by not specified. Very fine, they are not. What is the meaning of this? If the all particles are passed through the sieve number 10 and not pass through which more than 40% of particle pass through the 44 number, then we can say the coarse particle. This is the meaning of coarseness of that powder. Similarly, moderately coarse means all particles pass through the sieve number 22, but they must retain more than 60% or not pass through the more than 40% from the sieve number 60. So on the basis of how much particles are retained, you can easily separate out the number of, if one bulk, how many particles are in coarse, moderately fine. आप चाहें तो एक्सपेरिमेंट आपके कोर्स में भी है, आप चाहेंगे तो इस प्रैक्टिकल में भी ये कोई बल्क पाउडर आप लीजिए और उसकी क्लासिफिकेशन करके देखिए कि आपको कौन सा पाउडर किस साइज का पाउडर है और कौन सा पाउडर है, हम इजीली सेपरेट कर सकते हैं, क्लासीफाई कर सकते हैं। वन मोर थिंग, यू हैव टू नो if there is a fine particles are required, so they must be passed through the more than 120. If you need the coarse particle, you have to confirm that all particles are passed to the sieve number 10. So according to the use of fineness, you have to choose a particular sieve number and then confirm during the preparation. So this classification is very, very important for examination point of view. It is important for the experimental wise and it is used for the industry wise. All the industries are using these particular sieve before the using the oily materials. They are going to mix, generally they are using very fine 120 or more than 250 type of sieves. First of all the powder pass through all these sieves, then they are going to mix. So these are the very important for the industrial purpose, for the preparation purpose and as well as for the examination. This is a very nice classification and very useful. So these are the, we have discussed the various types of classification. Now is a second step is how we are going to the prepare, what is the process of preparation of powders, powder को कैसे बनाने वाले हैं. So these are the various steps we have here focus here. First of all ingredients we have to collect from the shelf if we are going to the dispensing, where the dispensing means a dispensing counter is available here. आपके dispensing counter में बहुत सारी shelf लगी हैं, उसमें आपके materials आपके ingredients boxes में पैक हैं. So you have to collect from the boxes, not from the sources. आपको कहीं पर्टिकुलर सोर्स पे नहीं जाना है. सो आपको पहले ऑल मटेरियल को कलेक्ट करना है, वेइंग करना है, फिर वेइंग करने के बाद मिक्सिंग करनी है और मिक्सिंग करने के बाद आपको शिफ्टिंग करनी है, फिर डोज डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करना है, पैकेजिंग करके डिस्पेंस कर देना है. सो दीज आर द वेरियस प्रोसेस स्टेप्स फॉर द प्रिपरेशन ऑफ पाउडर. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कलेक्शन एंड वेइंग. फॉर डिस्पेंसिंग इज कंसर्न, एज पर मैं डिस्पेंसिंग की बात करूं, सो कलेक्शन एंड वेइंग इज इंपॉर्टेंट. कलेक्शन यू हैव टू कन्फर्म टू यूज एंड choose a correct one. There is a various incompatibility will be take place in therapeutically due to the similar name. So you have to check minimum 3 times during a collection of that particular ingredient. अगर आपको कोई कलेक्ट करना है, सेल्फ से उठाना है, तो डिब्बे को पहले उठाइए, नाम पढ़िए आपके प्रिस्क्रिप्शन में कि यही एस्पिरिन उठाना है, डिब्बे में एस्पिरिन पढ़िए, फिर एक बार उसको जब उठाया ढक्कन खोलना है, ढक्कन खोलते समय फिर एस्पिरिन पढ़िए, ढक्कन लगाते समय फिर पढ़िए किसी में एस्पिरिन वाले ढक्कन में, then it's put it in the cell. So first of all by 3-way checking collect all the material. So after the collection in जब भी आपको प्रैक्टिकल करना है या डिस्पेंसिंग करनी है, so put the balance in your front. आपके जैसे मेरे सामने कोई चीज़ रखी है, उसके सामने पहले बैलेंस रखिए. जो भी मटेरियल आपको वे करना है उसको लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में, जो भी मटेरियल वे करना है उसको राइट हैंड साइड में रख लीजिए और अपनी फिजिकल डिस्पेंसिंग वैलेंस स्पेशली यूज की जाती है इसके लिए फॉर प्रिपरेशन ऑफ डिस्पेंसिंग ऑफ दीज मटेरियल्स वी आर यूजिंग जनरली द डिस्पेंसिंग वैलेंस वेयर इज अ मैक्सिमम वी कैन वे 2 grains. This is the next step is for the weighing. So, weighing we can perform by using dispensing balance where the minimum sensitivity of 2 grains. So, we have to avoid to weigh less than 50 milligram. 50 milligram के नीचे weigh करने को avoid किया जाना चाहिए. So, weighing कैसे करना है, dispensing balance लेना है, जो weigh करना है whatever we are going to weigh, put it into the right hand side. आपको जो weight right hand और लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में आपको वेट्स रखने डिस्पेंसिंग बैलेंस में और उसको एक एक करके बाय यूजिंग प्रॉपर बटर पेपर एंड सेक्ट्रा एंड पुट इट इन जो वे होता जाए उसको लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में रखते जाइए. सो दिस इज अ वेइंग प्रोसीजर. नेक्स्ट इज अ मिक्सिंग. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मिक्सिंग, सिफ्टिंग, डोज डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, पैकिंग, दीज आर द स्टेप्स. बट बिफोर द discussion of all, we have some terminology related with the how we can mix the material. So, mixing is concerned the saturation आपको कैसे मिला. जनरली प्रोसीजर है पेस्टल मॉर्टर यूज किया जाता है पार्टिकल साइज को रिड्यूस करने के लिए. सारी लेबोरेटरीज में ये अवेलेबल फार्मास्यूटिकल्स में अवेलेबल होते हैं. सो पेस्टल मॉर्टर मेथड ट्रैचुरेट करना है, पार्टिकल्स को लेना है और उनको आपको रिड्यूस करते हुए उसको ग्राइंडिंग करनी है. सो कॉमनली यूज टू मेथड फॉर ग्राइंडिंग ऑफ द सब्सटेंस यूजिंग मॉर्टर पेस्टर विच इज मेड अप ऑफ पोर्सलिन और ग्लास. ग्लास इज स्पेशली यूज फॉर द some such type of chemicals, those are very reactive like iodine. If you are using porcelain, then they become maybe useful less because they are very highly reactive with the porcelain and such type of material. So, always use the glass container or glass pestle mortar. So, trituration just size reduction or grinding of a substance using pestle mortar. So, this is a one of the mixing method. I am going to discuss how we can add in a pestle mortar by geometrical method we are going to use, but terminology I am discussing here. So, trituration means if you are grinding the substance using mortar and pestle, it is known as a trituration. Simple. Sifting, the ingredients after the mixing are sifted through the sieve with the help of brush. जब आप उसको sieve से पास करते हैं तो term यूज होता है sifting. मतलब मटेरियल को आपने सीव लिया और उससे ऐसे ऐसे आपने शिफ्ट किया या शेक किया, दैट इज नोन एज शिफ्टिंग. एंड वन मोर टर्म वी विल यूज हियर फ्रीक्वेंटली, टम्बलिंग. प्रोसेस ऑफ मिक्सिंग ऑफ पाउडर्स इन लार्ज कंटेनर रोटेटेड बाय द इलेक्ट्रिक मोटर. टम्बलिंग मीन्स जस्ट टम्बल द मटेरियल. आप बॉटल ले लीजिए और उसको अप एंड डाउन मूवमेंट आप. सो टम्बलर मिक्सर्स आर अवेलेबल इन द ईच इंडस्ट्री और वहाँ अप एंड डाउन मूवमेंट से उस मटेरियल को आप मिक्स कर सकते हैं. उस वर्ड को टम्बलिंग प्रोसेस कहते हैं. Spatulation, one more term, spatula. If use just spatula, this is a one just like a spoon but made up of steel and some such type of metal. So, mixing of powders by using a spatula I will discuss in mixing procedure. So, mixing by using the spatula method means use the spatula during a mixing. So, that is a spatulation. The leviation is a not exact term we are using for the size reduction or for the powders, but is a very useful term for the ointment preparation. Whenever we are triturated the material with the help of weighted material, weight solvent, that this term is a very useful. Leviation is especially used in a paste and in a preparation of ointment. Addition of suitable non-solvent known as a levigating agent to form paste, then mixed in a mortar and with the pestle is known as a leviation. Very important term, leviation. Pulverization by intervention, reduce the particle size by adding suitable material that can be easily removed, most suitable from the gummy substance. Pulverization means reducing of any size of particle into the powder form is known as a pulverization. Last of the slide is concerned with how we are going to mix all the material. So, this part of this mixing for use any method, we will discuss the various method, trituration, tumbling, spatulation and some other I will use. But before this you have to know the how we are going to use the ingredients. So, always choose the material. Suppose you have more than one or two ingredients. One aspirin आपको 400 mg और 400 mg लेनी है या ibuprofen 200 mg लेनी है, तो कौन सा पहले लेंगे? 200 mg वाला पहले लेंगे और पैरासीटामोल 400 mg बाद में लेंगे. तो ऐसी प्रोसेस जिसमें रेशियो सेम हो, हमेशा कम से ज़्यादा की तरफ मिक्स करें। 200 mg वाला पहले लें, फिर उससे डबल 400 mg वाला लें, जब 600 हो जाए तो 1200 mg में लें। तो 3 प्रकार की प्रोग्रेशन होती हैं, अर्थमेटिक प्रोग्रेशन, ज्योमेट्रिक प्रोग्रेशन। डिफरेंस नहीं, यहाँ रेशियो बराबर हो। जब रेशियो से मिक्स करेंगे तो उसको ज्योमेट्रिकल प्रोग्रेशन कहते हैं। हमेशा 200 से 400 वाले को पहले 200 वाला लेंगे पेस्टल मोटर में, फिर 400 वाले। सो दिस प्रोसेस इज कंटिन्यू एडिंग द डाइल्यूएंट। आई विल डिस्कस इन नेक्स्ट क्लास आल्सो व्हेन, जब हम बनाएंगे तो प्रोसेस इज कंटिन्यू विद एडिंग डाइल्यूएंट इक्वल टू द वॉल्यूम मिक्सचर टू द मोटर एंड ईच स्टेप अंटिल द ऑल डाइल्यूएंट इज इनकॉर्पोरेटेड। सो सिमिलरली एग्जाम्पल इज 100 to 900 मिलीग्राम लैक्टोज मिलाना, तो पहले 100 लेंगे, फिर 200 लेंगे, फिर 400 लेंगे, ताकि रेशियो सेम रहे और फाइनली हम उसको कंप्लीट करेंगे। सो दिस अभी इस लेक्चर में यहीं, अगले लेक्चर में फिर मिलते हैं। सो थैंक यू।